What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Elite Sports Podcast. What's up, Mia? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo eSports podcast. This is episode 193 for the week of July 25th, 2021. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire, and this week I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Airy. Get it, legendary?
Oh.
Yeah.
You do like the wait for it, like the Barney.
Legend, wait for it. Dairy, Halo Infinite t-shirt. Will, a.k.a. I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, actually, fuck that. Will, a.k.a. I am the Mr. Mayhem.
Oh, that one's out there too, yeah.
Yes. Will, how are you doing on this Monday evening?
Doing fine, man. How about yourself?
Oh, boy.
Oh, oh no.
No, all right. You've been forewarned via text message.
Yeah.
But Linnea was sick over the weekend. Natana is sick right now. I am not sick. Subject to change, right? Like anything can happen. So for what it's worth, I did forewarn you. Yeah, you're here, so we'll see what happens, but I'm feeling okay. But anything can happen. When you're in a household that has a little one that goes to daycare and then comes back and just brings all that shit here, you're bound to catch some of it. Rage says, hey-o, watching from my hotel room on vacation. Hey, make sure you fuck up that hotel room. I'm just kidding. Don't. The reason why I say that, I'm not joking. Don't fucking do that. The reason why I said that.
He's Rage.
Yeah, Rage more, nerd. I watched a Tom Segura skit this morning about how much he loves hotel rooms because, well, you know, when you go to a hotel with your significant other, it's implied that you're going to have sex in that hotel room. But what he does is he acts like he's doing that, but by himself. And then he said he rubs his balls on the curtains. You know, like,
alrighty then.
Yeah, so Brian, that's why I said destroy the hotel room. But don't actually do that. Brian said they didn't give us soap or ice buckets. It's already trash. Oh, well, motherfuckers, dude.
Wow.
They don't want you clean, man. That sucks. Well, Brian, I hope your vacation is going well. Speaking of Brian, we're going to talk about the Play Griffball DreamHack Summer Series, the Halo 4 finale, and the final tournament of that event. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. But, Will, do you want to know what's coming up on the show?
Yeah, what else we got?
A community staple returns. We also have tournament recaps. Predictions of the Xbox FanFest Series Finale. Halo Infinite flighting is officially near. CDL Major V predictions. I'm excited to hear what you have to say, Will, because you sent me that picture. And I'm like, oh, yeah, things don't look great for us right off the bat. And then, of course, we end with the video games, as we always do. Mia says, I always bring my own bathroom stuffs. The bar soaps in hotels is always skin-dryingly weird. I think that is the water, though. Because I think it's just hard-ass water in hotels.
They're probably not getting the most expensive, high-quality soap. It's probably the cheapest stuff they can find. So it's probably not the greatest either.
No.
Probably a combination of both.
Hey, hotels, why don't you step your fucking game up? All right? Please? I'm not asking for Bellagio ass shit. I'm just asking for, like, you know. Yeah. Well, actually, before we even start, fuck it. Let's get into some competitive news. First and foremost, we got hoodies.
Yeah.
And they're not ours. Well, they are ours now, but like they're not our merch. No. They're better than our merch. I'm going to say that officially.
Yeah, I can agree.
For how nice these are. These are Europa Halos merch. Shout out to Europa Halo. Will has one as well, don't worry.
Yeah, it's over there. I just didn't want to.
Underneath the Nike logo is our name, our tag, as you will, embroidered. And also an embroidered Europa Halo logo on there as well.
Snazzy.
It's so soft.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a Nike, like fucking, I don't even know. It's just, it's beautiful. Super comfortable. It obviously, with them being Europa Halo, it took forever to get here. Like I was telling Will that they were in Chicago for the longest time. We're in Minnesota, so they were in Chicago for the longest time. And apparently, Natana told me that there's a customs in Chicago. Oh,
so that's probably where they flew into.
Yep. And so it took a really long time in customs, apparently. So, but they're here. And that's all that matters. Mia says, I thought he was about to say, let's get into some skincare. Will, what soap do you use?
I don't even know.
All right. That's been your daily
I found a bottle at Target. It smelled good. It's what I use.
There you go.
I do use separate shampoo and conditioner. None of that 2-in-1 stuff. Messes up your, how can something that's supposed to dry out your hair and hydrate your hair do the one to be all in one?
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
I have Natana got me onto this like tea tree oil or tea tree shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
But
it's like it's got like that mint smell.
Yeah. It's got a little tingly feeling when you rub it in your follicles.
That's what my conditioner has that too.
Yeah. I ran out of the conditioner.
Oh no.
I also ran out of the shampoo. So now I use Natana's, my wife. I use her my wife. I use I don't know why that popped into my head.
The Borat reference.
I use her like color treatment shampoo. And I love it.
Is it working good?
I mean, yeah, it keeps my hair brown.
Smooth?
Yeah, it is. That's the thing, is that I love it because it like, every shampoo has a different type of consistency to it when like you lather it. This is like super thick and luscious. Like, oh man, like when I rub that shit in my hair. Oh man, Mia, thanks a lot. This is what you fucking, man. And yeah, 2-in-1 is notoriously bad. Will knows his stuff. That's right, Will. You do know your stuff. Oh, fuck. Master Chief uses Irish Spring, confirmed at Outpost. Is that confirmed?
Actually?
Like, is that canon?
Does it still exist?
We need to get Ian on the show. Oh my God. From Halo Canon. Is that canon? I must know. Did Irish Spring exist? Does Irish Spring exist at 2552?
It's a long ass time for that company to be running. God damn.
It fucking is. Who knows? We'll have a Earth by 2552. Regardless.
Anyway, let's get into some news.
I was hoping you were going to press the button. Never mind. Esports Arena is coming to the Twin Cities, Will.
Woo!
It's about Esports Arena. Move over, US Bank Stadium. A new arena is here. All right. Esports Arena is coming to Twin Cities, Minnesota. Come hang out at the grand opening July 31st to August 1st at 5815 Norrell Avenue North, Oak Park Heights, Minnesota. That's roughly, obviously I'm not going to say where we are, but like that's roughly 25 to a half hour from where we are right now, I think. So.
I'm pulling up Google Maps right now.
Do it up. Google Maps that shit. What's up, Maddie? Chief's suit must smell disgusting. If hockey gear smells as bad as it does, his must be worse.
Oh, yeah.
No. He has, like, deodorant compartments on his suit. So he's consistently sprayed with Axe body spray. He smells like a high school locker room. That's what he smells like. Like, there's, like, little pockets that, like jut out from his armor, and you put new capsules in there, and then you pop them back in. And then there's sweat sensors in his suit. So when the suit senses that he's sweating, it goes pss, pss. And that's it. There's something about the Spartan undersuit I read that has some sort of filtration system, so it actually doesn't get super dank in there. There you go. See? That's lore right there. Brian said it is now that he uses Irish Spring. So.
Huh.
How far away is it? Was I right?
About 30 minutes.
I was right. There you go.
It's in a weird location, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going to be like from St. Paul and Minneapolis, it's still going to be like 20, 30 minutes.
I was going to say, it's not in the Twin Cities.
It's a little bit outside.
The Twin Cities is Minneapolis, St. Paul. Oak Park Heights does not sound like Minneapolis or St. Paul. Neither does the distance between them.
Yep. And it's like
So
a very smaller town.
Yep. I went there
It's
to get COVID swabbed.
Ooh.
Yeah. Riveting. Went quickly though, because you're right. It's nobody's there. But hey, they must have gotten a good deal on the location based off of that.
Yep.
Good for them. I'm sounding like an asshole, but generally I'm excited for this. Like this
It's cool that it's coming.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Brings for opportunity.
I
Weird
question
location.
that it's not in the cities where the most traffic's gonna be.
Right. Exactly.
Might be a hindrance to them.
At least it's outside of the Walmart.
What?
There's one in a Walmart.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So at least it's out of that.
Yeah.
Its own location, hopefully. The Europa Halo, speaking of Europa Halo, the Europa Halo affiliate program is now open for new applicants to join. This is by Europa Halo on Twitter, and I quote, benefits include working with European orgs and Europa Halo, access to our resources, Arbiter tool, production, etc., and social promotion, and more. You can get your application form at the link provided in the Google Doc or the show notes of the show, ! Show notes in the chat. In the final competitive news story that we have, Dust the Rust Off FFA announced. This is by the Halo Draft League. They're back, baby. August 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, there's an FFA to dust the rust off. And they'll probably start up a league shortly after that, is what I would imagine.
It looks like it's going to be 24 players.
Yep.
And
Nice
they already
ad
have
for
it fill
Genshin
out.
Impact on there.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Free to play, not an ad.
But if you want to win, you better bring your money.
I mean,
if you want to get leveled fast,
get good characters. I don't know. It's like a gotcha game, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. But
you don't. You're right. You do not have to. It's your money, and you need it now. Call JG Wentworth. 877 cash now.
Not an ad.
877 cash now. All right.
No. Not doing it.
That's it for your competitive news. Your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com.
You know what?
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
We got Europa Halo merch on this table.
Well, it's on the floor, but it'll be on the table.
Before Maddie got his new merch out. Come on.
Yeah, what the fuck is this? This
got
delivered here before Maddie even got his merch out.
All the way. Where are they stationed? I don't know where in Europe.
Europa.
Well,
yeah, what the fuck, Maddie? He says you have Noob Combo shirts. Okay. Facts, but not like
official purchase.
I'm not saying anything past that.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything past that.
We do have Noob Combo shirts. That is true.
We do, and they're phenomenal. I wear mine consistently. Mia says one of Will's repeating phrases for HCS Pro Talk is "not doing it" in response to Josh's shenanigans. Sorry, they're not Nike. Yeah, Maddie, what the fuck, dude? Where's my Adidas shoes? Get Adidas, get it?
Yeah, I got it. Just can't believe you said it.
Did you see like the babies thing on fucking the thing that happened to him on Twitter?
Who?
The baby.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper, yeah.
I don't follow. But
it's fine. He was doing a show, and
he got a shoe thrown.
Yeah, somebody threw a shoe at him.
I did see that on Twitter.
And he fucking like immediately he dodged it, and then dead ass just looked at the crowd, mic in his hand, is like, who fucking threw that Adidas at me? And it's like nobody uses Adidas as a single shoe from Adidas. And so when he said Adidas was trending on Twitter.
Oh,
it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Oh, Adidas.
Who
threw that Nike at me? You know?
Not Nike's Nike. A single Nike shoe is a Nike. The fuck? Oh my God. That's incredible. But this is your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. You can go to noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. But not something like this.
Well,
merch, that is.
We
Can't go there for merch yet.
Sorry, Maddie.
I'm not.
You know we love you.
Saturday. I love the fuck out of Maddie. Saturday, July 31st, the Xbox FanFest Halo 3 2v2 Series Finale. We'll have predictions later on. And then on Sunday, August 1st, we have... I feel like I need a roster mania here because I don't know how the fuck pronounce that. Celios? S3 Lios? All-Star LATAM Tournament. So there's... Yeah, that's taking place too. That's it for upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcomma.com. You can check out noobcomma.com for all your Halo esports needs. But no merch. Tournament league recaps. Will, what do we have that took place over the last week?
Yeah, we got DJ Blue, PDX, Griffball Summer Series, Halo 4 results.
Oh, baby.
In fourth place, we had, is it Free Simo? Third was Lachonda. Second went to Hybrid Theory Remastered.
Great name.
And first went to XD.
Let me just say something real quick.
Yeah.
To Brian, to DJ Blue, to Duststorm and the Podtacular crew, to everybody, to all the players, thank you all for doing this. It was great to have Griffball back in that spotlight again, and very much looking forward to with Infinite and seeing what's going to happen on the Griffball side of things there. Pending that it's in the game, but I imagine it's going to be in the game and hopefully at launch, and they don't just put it in later. And then also, I want to also give a shout out to Hybrid Theory Remastered. Linkin Park's best album, in my opinion. Rest in peace, Chester. Go ahead, Will.
All right, Meta plays Halo Wars 2 1v1 tournament results. In fourth place, we had EOD Spartan Seb. Third went to Atrox 183. Second went to Rock Generation. And first, back on top, Almirante 99.
Who would have seen that coming? Also, if anybody, and I mean anybody here in the chat, anybody watching the VOD after the fact, anybody comes at me on Twitter and says Meteor is a better album than Hybrid Theory can go fuck themselves because they're wrong. Next tournament, Will.
So angsty over there. Blue Team Tournament's H2A FFA Championship results. Winning lottery tickets in 6th through 3rd was Adamant, Douglas Vance, Wiley GG, and Bunnies Waddles. Second place, taking home the 3K invite, was Evolving, and on top again, King Nick. So he's already in.
He
right?
is. Yes,
so
that's why it went to the second place.
That's why it went to second place.
Yep, but he did take home a cool $400.
Can't complain there.
Mm-mm.
Next up, one of the coolest things, Version 1's Ladies Halo 5 4v4 draft tournament called Visionaries.
It's fucking rad.
Yeah, I'm going to run through all the teams here. And
Do it up.
I'm going to say sorry if I fuck any name up, but...
He's not really sorry.
No, I'm just trying to get through this shit. Some of the names, man, you know.
I do know.
In 7th and 8th, we had Generic, Calypso, Fantasy, and Revidows. See, there's one right there.
It's okay.
Fix your shit. In 7th, other 7th,
oh my God.
7th, 8th place team, Divinity. Are you Madam Carnage?
There you go.
Is it Misbehaving Lady?
Yes.
And Miss Kate. 5th through 6th, Monza, obviously Queen, Kitchenbound, and Hyolin.
You're on the money.
Next is Janelle, Chrysomnia, Commanda Boom, and Ifafe.
I'm going to give it to you because I have no fucking idea how to pronounce that.
Another one. 4th place, Miss Audie, Crayola Smash. I don't know why I like that name.
It's a good name. It's Smashing Crayons.
It's Latina. Ia. Imperfect, 5562.
You have to include the numbers at the end of that.
Yeah, but fix it.
2 for 2 on fixing shit.
Third place, Crandopus, Joy and Joyness, Rulsha, and Abby Too Dank.
Abby's too dank.
Abby Too Dank. Second place, Command Station, Airborne Vanessa, Darling Disaster.
It's a good name.
That's a decent one.
Yeah.
And Evie Sophia.
Kind of like that name too, to be honest.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And first we had I Blood Raina, Ramkib, Shy Away, which was, isn't that Shy Away's old gamer tag? He had Shy Away.
I do not.
We talked about it in the interview.
I don't recall.
I feel like,
fuck. I should go back and watch our interview with Shy Away, which is on our YouTube channel and podcast service if you want to watch that too.
And last member of the first place team, I think it's Apparent Power or Operant Power, but I think it's supposed to be like a play on apparent.
I don't know.
Apparent.
It's
power.
whatever you want.
That's what it is now.
It's according to Will. Fix your shit.
And Queen provided some insight on the whole thing. She says on Twitter, huge shout out to Version 1 GG and LVT Productions for hosting today's H5 female tourney. It was a lot of fun and the production was top notch like always. I had a blast commentating as well, so thanks for inviting me. Shout out to the God duo, Why Not Be Reckless.
Interview on the YouTube channel, podcast services.
With that being said, that's also with her saying that too. With that being said, females always find a way to cheat in these types of tourneys. I've been playing long enough to know it's inevitable and almost impossible to prevent. Shout out to all the girls with integrity and who actually value their reputation. Y'all the real goats. Halo 5 in year 6 really is the definition of down bad. The craziest part is that it was the boyfriend who was playing for her. So there was someone who cheated in this.
Yeah, so obviously we're not going to name names or anything like that, but I did want to point that out to be like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's fucking sad. So to that person who did cheat, fuck off. Really? Really? And everybody else who competed and put the time in and put the effort in, congratulations. Because like Queen said, you are the real goats.
People, it's tough because it should just be like cams on required. Like no more of this. If it's online tournament with money involved, you need a cam or you're not playing. Something to that effect. How else do you verify?
Right.
I don't know.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
There should be other ways to hold people accountable. And like people may look at this and be like, oh, but it's just a fucking online Halo 5 tournament. Halo 5's dead. Who gives a shit? It's a dead game. No, it's about the competitive integrity of it regardless.
Yeah.
And when somebody does something like this, it harms that competitive integrity. And frankly, it can ruin series. Like this I don't think this is necessarily taking it a step too far, but this can ruin friendships. This can ruin teams. Like, depending upon the situation. So here's an idea. Don't fucking do it. Plain and simple. Don't fucking cheat. And if you do, face the consequences and fuck off.
Yeah.
We don't need you. Maddie says the weird thing about it all is that Spencer from LVT said he was watching her the entire time, but the gameplay was 100% different. You know, so obviously we, like you and I, we don't know, right? Like what has taken place.
Yeah.
So, but if the accusations are true, then yeah, that person can fuck off. They don't represent the greater of the community, obviously. And yeah. Maddie says, Joy and Joyness had an idea where the girls have their cams on in Discords. They can be cam checked on the spot, but not be on stream. Not sure if Discord could handle all of that, though. I think that'd be really cool to try.
I mean, 8 people in one call with all their cams on.
I don't think that's out of the question. I think that's within the purview of what Discord can handle.
Especially if you're a tournament organizer, you can get whatever that Nitro, is that what they call it?
Discord Nitro.
Or boost the server.
Or for what it's worth, like this is gonna sound dumb, but like you always have Zoom as an option. You have other options to broadcast camera without having to be on stream.
Yep. And then if someone's pulling that, like, I don't have a computer or whatnot, you're just letting your team down then. You should know that's the parameters before signing up. And
exactly. And clearly, like, there weren't defined rules for this, so it's fine in this context. But yeah, if this was to continue, then yeah, I think having a rule in place to make it so it's mandatory is valid.
I know with the player base, you people may be wary of scaring competitors off or saying it's gatekeeping.
Sure.
But
that's when we get into
competitive integrity has to be at the top to make it thrive.
Absolutely.
And honestly, who doesn't have a smartphone that they can put their video on to nowadays?
Zoom's on smartphones.
That too. There you go.
Discord is too. But yeah, like Joinus was saying, is that you could do it in a private manner, so it doesn't have to be on stream. Therefore, keeping the competitive integrity, but also not just females, but putting anybody up to scrutiny for showing their face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's incredibly valid to potentially have a rule in place moving forward that makes it so in some capacity you need to be able to prove that it's you who's playing the game. It doesn't have to be on stream because we understand, but you need to be able to prove it in some capacity. And then once they do, you can move on.
All right. We do have one more tournament. It's Xbox FanFest Halo 3 2v2 weekly qualifier. In fourth place, we had Believe, which was Ace and Sap. Third to Spoon Platoon, Porky J
name.
and Filthy G.
So here's why I'm upset about that name. I like the Spoon Platoon. I like that name. But Porky J and Filthy G, they couldn't have done something with a J and a G or something like that. It's just when I read Porky J and Filthy G, it sounds like they could be like I think a cooler name could be come up for them. I can't think of one, but I bet there'd be a cooler one that could be thought of. I'm just ranting right now.
Yeah. Now my mind's going to be stuck on what could they be. Second went to ABC. It was Mines and Catastrophe. And first went to Run It Up. It was Straight Sick in Fantasy.
Filthy Pork.
Filthy Pork.
Kidding, by the way.
Okay. And then there was another comment from Lennox. He provided some stats. He says, thanks to everyone who joined the Xbox FanFest Halo 3 tournament this month. Almost 1,500 people signed up and played over the last 3 weeks. Qualifiers were intense, which means we'll have a stacked series finale next week, Saturday, with teams vying for that $25K prize pool.
Hell yeah. 1,500 people signed up.
Damn.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot.
Especially for Halo 3 tournament. When a lot of people complain about, it's fucking Halo 3.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Like I was like going back to the Filthy G and Porky J.
Yeah.
Like
these sound like a god tier rap
it
duo.
Sounds like
doesn't it? Like none of this like little shit, Like nah, it's Porky J and Filthy G, bitch. I want to know what their rap duo name is going to be. Like Maddie and I said, Filthy Pork. Fuck if I know. Will, our topic for this week is the Xbox FanFest Series Finale predictions. Will, you want to do me a favor and hit me with a little roster recap sound?
Oh, boy.
I'll go through them so you don't have to. Roster recap. Just love how abrupt that is.
You still like that one?
I love that. Still love it because we don't use it very often.
No.
So the top 4 from the qualifier number 1, the top 4 from qualifier number 2, and the top 8 from the last chance qualifier, which just took place, are all going to compete for their share of a $25,000 prize pool, which takes place this Saturday. Okay. So here are all of the teams, and I'll quickly go through them. So from the first qualifier, we had RB, which was Trippy and Tylenol. IC, which was Boo Boo Doo Boo and Falcated. Dogs, which was X6 and Deciding. And Infernal, which was Haynes and Common. From the second qualifier, we had Mentally Stressed 2s, which was Kuwaiti Infj and Trushkov. Jeez, I want to fucking know why in their right mind they'd fucking make that name, but whatever. We had Dark Magicians, which was Gilkey and Nikoski, or Shayla. We had Raynoob, which is Rain and Rynoob, and then Divine, which is Snakebite and APG. And then from the last chance qualifier, again, we'll quickly go through them. You went through 4 of them. We had Run It Up, which is Straight Sick and Fantasy. ABC, which was Mines and Catastrophe. Spoon Platoon, or Filthy Pork, which is Porky J and Filthy G. Believe, which was Ace and Sab. GBX, Tuscan Renegade. Don't Care, which is Royal 2 and Lethal. ATR, which was Shinsi Renzo and Too Nice. And Nevermind, which was known as Phenom and Fatal CH. Will, with that in mind, and the bracket that we have below, kind of putting you on the spot, I apologize, but who do you got? Who do you think? Who do you think is moving on up?
Divine is playing
Run It Up. Holy fuck! Almost lost my cap. Ugh. That was close.
I mean, with the bracket, the way it's set up, I have at least Divine getting to semifinals.
Ooh. Okay.
Who's Believe? I forget who Believe is. Ace and Sab. I'm looking at. Where's Don't Care playing?
Don't Care is going up against Dogs, which is X6 into seeding.
I see. Honestly,
Did the bracket confuse you too?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Royal 2 and Lethal have the ability to make it to the top. Always. They're great.
They do.
I feel like Boo Boo Dubu and Falcated are on the edge. I'd say they're like fringe top, like top 4.
Okay.
I don't want to count out Dark Magicians, which is Gilkey and Ryan, or Shayla, Nikoski. And then Snakebite and APG too. Like but it's 2s. It's totally different.
It is 2s.
I don't know. My prediction's always wrong anyway.
It's hard.
Do you have any idea?
Let me see how this would play out. Oh, man.
Should have been more prepared for this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is my fault. All right, sorry, Gilkey. But my boys, Filthy Pork, are going to beat you. So, and then we have Don't Care and Dog. Ah, shit. All right. I was going to try to root for Filthy Pork to go further.
Filthy Pork. What about Gangsta Bacon?
Oh, my God.
Filthy G, Gangsta, and Porky Bacon.
Gangsta Bacon?
Gangsta Bacon.
Holy shit. I love it. Oh, my God. Oink, oink.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's their, like, you know, like, DMC is, oh. Fucking.
It's oink, oink.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Be great.
Rest in peace, DMC. I mean,
DMC.
Jesus
Run DMC?
Christ. My bad. Regardless, rest in peace. DMX. Gone too soon. What was I going to say?
Who you picking to win this shit?
So if Don't Care move on, they get to that semifinal. I think Rainu moves on there. Nevermind and IC. IC moves on there.
Yep.
I think Raynoob takes it from them. So it'll be Raynoob against Don't Care for me on that side of the bracket. I'm not even going to call it an upset. I just think that fuck it. I'm going to say Raynoob moves on to the final. I'm going to say Raynoob beats Don't Care, right?
Okay.
in the semifinal match, and they make it to the final. Then, well, that's just the winner's final. So it's a double elim. So who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? All right, thanks a lot. Fucking get out of here with that Jeopardy shit.
So at work today, while you're looking at work today,
Yeah.
I had I put like trivia or like brain teasers on the board, and everyone it was like a long question, like you really had to work through it today. So I queued up the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, and let it run through like because they have music for like the $100 to $1,000. Then they have different music for.
They'll
like
get more and more intense.
Yep. So I just let it run through as they're sitting there trying to figure out the problem. Everyone was like, "Thanks, man." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. Enjoy."
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, is it DMCA? I don't know.
What is he play like? What 10 seconds? It's okay. I mean, either way,
Yeah, well, fine.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna
It's
say.
not my library. That's why.
I'm gonna say Trippy and Tylenol move on,
Oh, you got it. Okay,
and they're gonna
nice.
play against. They're gonna play against. Run It Up, because I think they beat Divine. I think the Sentinels boys are gonna be out of this before you think. That's what I'm thinking.
You know, I can see that. I can with the way things have gone so far. I could definitely see that.
I'm just done. I'm done continually saying that you can never count them out. Because while it's true you can't count them out, I'm just going to go against the grain here. I'm going to say that, no, they're not it right now.
Is it possible to have a Trippy and Tylenol and Boo Boo Doo Boo Falcated final? I mean, yeah, because elimination bracket, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're on separate sides of the bracket anyway, so they could definitely meet in winners. And yeah, they could definitely be in the grand final. Both could.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck it, I'm going to say that. It's going to be a RB versus IC.
Awesome. I'm
Roast
gonna
beef
say,
versus Slurpees.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm going to say that. Jesus.
What?
I don't even know, like, what the fuck? Okay. I'm going to say Raynoob are going to play against. I'm going to say Raynoob are going to play against Run It Up in the winter final. Grand final, I don't care. I don't know who's going to win. But, like, in the winter final, it's going to be Run It Up versus Raynoob. I think Run It Up carry that momentum from their win just this last weekend.
Okay.
And like I said, I like the teamwork between Rain and Raynoob. I really do. And I think Raynoob does some weird, wacky shit.
The thing, though, that, like, the top 4 teams that qualified played with most of these teams in that first qualifier.
Yes.
So they've already beaten them.
Yep. You're not wrong.
So I'm like, you know what?
Go with them.
Go with them.
Go with them. RB and IC.
Maybe I'm just hungry. I don't know.
Maybe.
Thinking of roast
But that's
beef.
okay.
Yeah. Roast beef sandwiches and ices. Yeah.
Cruzina asked, what's your daily ritual to make sure you get into the first flight?
The first flight?
Yeah.
Infinite flighting?
Yeah. What's your ritual to make sure you get into it?
Just pray to the Halo gods? No, I don't know.
Nah, I reach out to Tashi and I'm like, hey.
you do not have Tashi on instant email, dial up, whatever you
Isn't
call
he in our DMs? I think he is. I do think he's in our DMs.
I haven't been on Twitter in a minute. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, it's from a while ago, though. Yeah, from the first Grassroots Cup. Regardless, I reach out to Tashi.
I'm looking now.
I'm just kidding. I don't. Daily ritual.
Daily ritual.
I don't. You know, it's funny that you asked that, Cruzina, because thinking about it, I've been seeing a lot of, you know what? We did our predictions, right? Let's get into some regular news, Will.
Oh, news.
because we're going to talk about the flight here very, very soon. So when we get to the, I want to expand upon this daily ritual of what you asked. By the way, Christina asked this on Twitter, by the way. So yeah. So first news story, MCC development and flighting updates. And if it's not in your DM, it's mine. MCC development and flighting updates by Postums, XP and season points. We've been getting feedback requesting more ways to earn XP and seasonal points from across the community. We have already done some evaluation of the population at large and have been making changes to season points as a result. For example, with Season 6, more challenges per week are available to earn even more season points. Soon, we'll be increasing the payouts for weekly challenge XP. We're going to continue to monitor earn and spend rates across the community to see how these changes impact the game's economy, and we'll make additional adjustments if needed. Fuck yeah. Next news story. Halo support site has been updated. This is by Halo Support. The Halo support site has been upgraded. In addition to a shiny new coat of paint, the new top navigation bar will help players find the information they need or submit a ticket faster than ever. Let us know what you think. And a link's included in the Google Doc of the show to the show. All right, Will. The big one. Inside Infinite for July 2021. This is by 343 Industries. Before, Will, you say anything, I trimmed, but not a lot, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
So for those who are listening live, for those who are listening to the audio version or watching the VOD, sit back, relax, grab something to drink, grab something to eat.
Get your popcorn out.
Hey, get that. Oh, man, I want some popcorn. It sounds great.
I can go. I mean, we got some more. I can go make some.
No, you're fucking sitting here.
Damn it.
There's important info. So, I
don't know.
The fuck
I'm
was that?
all over the place.
Apparently.
Today. I'm so sorry.
Good
everyone.
Lord. Before we get into the actual article here, the very beginning of said article states, Halo Insider. If you haven't already, and if you're listening to the show, you probably already have. But if you haven't already, register for Halo Insider using your gamer tag over at HaloWaypoint.com. Verify your email by clicking on the confirmation email sent to your preferred email address in your Halo Insider profile. Opt in for communications by selecting I would like information, tips, and offers about the Halo franchise. You will need to verify your email and check this box. Otherwise, we won't be able to send you flighting emails. If you don't check communications, you will not get communications. Opt in for flighting on the platforms of your choice. Console and or PC. To be considered for PC flighting, upload your DX diag and connect your personal Steam account. Please note that registering as a Halo Insider does not guarantee access to technical previews or pre-release hands-on gameplay tests, aka flights.
What?
I know.
Bummer.
The number of insiders being invited and the criteria by which these insiders are selected will vary given the specific scope and goals for a flight. For the tech preview, we have concurrency targets tied to our overall goals that will inform how many total insiders should be invited. Within that pool of players, our first priority will be ensuring we have a broad distribution of platforms, Xbox One, Series X and S, and different PC configurations. And then we'll look at overall tenure in the program, prioritizing our longest standing insiders until we have allocated every invitation. We're excited by the outpouring of support and interest across the community, and the Halo Insider database has grown considerably, which is great news as we eventually look to stress our services and systems at an even greater scale. However, this also means that not every eligible Halo Insider is going to get an invitation, particularly early on, as we deliberately take a walk before we run approach. Our goal is to offer additional technical preview opportunities ahead of launch with increases in scope for content participants. So, if you don't receive an invitation this time, we ask that you please hang in there. Future opportunities are on the horizon. So with that out of the way, let's dive into the depths of what it takes to create, more importantly, support and operate a flight for a game like Halo Infinite. Come fly with us. Before embarking on any game development journey, our teams spend time identifying the needs of our games and players, establishing measurable goals and milestones to ensure we're meeting those needs, and planning how best to verify that we are, in fact, meeting those targets. Practically every aspect of game development is vetted and planned this thoroughly before it can become a reality. Now, applying that process to Halo Infinite, we had goals to robustly test our game and core services at a large scale and allow players to provide feedback on the game before launch. Next, we focused in on outlining how to measure progress toward these goals. A hypothetical example of would be, we want to have a matchmaking success rate of 100%. That's a great goal to have, but then the real work begins building systems that can reliably measure whether we are hitting these goals or not. In the matchmaking success rate example, this means adding code to the game client or online service that can monitor and report when matches are made successfully and, more importantly, when they fail. Since our larger goals were dependent on what happened when players went hands-on with the game, we knew involving Halo Insiders for a technical preview would be the best call. Hosting a large-scale flight with Halo Insiders will give our team plenty of gameplay data to determine whether or not our online systems, matchmaking, challenges, etc., are working as intended. It also gives us an opportunity to gather and measure feedback from all kinds of players from all over the world. So technical previews, flights, and betas. What's in a name? Quite a lot, as it turns out. Different games across the industry, and even Halo games over the years, have had all sorts of pre-launch hands-on releases and tests that carry various official labels. Terms like alpha and beta often convey a certain expectation around polish and stability, breadth, marketing implications, and more. We're further along than what would truly be considered an alpha, but also not really at a level of overall completeness some expect in a beta. That's not a red flag. I don't know what is. That wasn't in the article. It's just me stating that. We're specifically calling this a technical preview because we feel it best represents the goals we have, the build itself, and the experience that insiders will have. As you read below, our key driver and goal is truly technical in nature. We're looking to push our systems and services at a larger scale than we've been able to thus far, as an important step towards ensuring we are as ready as possible when the floodgates fully open at launch this holiday. Feedback and other insights are certainly valuable, but first and foremost, we're testing and stressing the technical side of Halo Infinite. Mia, don't worry, we'll get to that. We also want to be very upfront and transparent about the fact that we will certainly have some bumps and rough edges in this build. Our teams have been working hard to ensure that the build and experience is such that it can deliver on our goals, but this is very much still work in progress. We expect some hiccups of varying degrees over the course of the technical preview. For further context, this technical preview is a couple months behind where the development team in the main game build currently is, given the process and time it takes to go through all the gates and steps before releasing to the public. All of our key known issues will be listed, so participants will have a better understanding of what to expect and what to look out for. Of course, gathering support tickets on brand new issues is also immensely helpful at this scale. Despite our team's best efforts, nothing can truly substitute for true real-world large-scale testing. And we're sure to find some new areas of opportunity over the course of the preview. And lastly, we've already mentioned this a few times in the blog, but the word flighting is fairly new in a lot of circles, so when you hear us mention a flight, we're simply referring to a work-in-progress, hands-on release on the road to launch. Flighting is the process by which pre-release builds are put out into the wild to pursue specific goals, review data and outcomes, iterate, and repeat, all with the overarching goal of delivering the best shipping experience come launch time. As an aside, I still fucking hate that name. And like Mia said, wow, the game is months from launch and it's not stable enough to be considered beta.
They did mention that build that they're putting out is a couple months behind, but
yes,
but still,
red flag.
If you don't have, just yeah,
it's a red flag.
Didn't they say the first flight is just fighting bots?
We're gonna get to it. You are not wrong. Test the game and our core services at scale. We want to make sure the game and all of its supporting services are operating as expected, especially under the larger scale pressure of a technical preview. By flighting the game to Halo Insiders, we're going to see players uncover quirks in our online services, find wacky new bugs in the game and menus, and so much more. The beautiful part of this process is that it's all intentional, Discovering these issues, small or major, months ahead of launch is the entire point of flighting. We want to find these now so that we can address as many of them as we can ahead of launch.
Question, though.
Answer.
If the build they have now is months ahead of where this one is, may some of those bugs just not exist anymore? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be fixing an older product.
I don't know.
That's what I'm curious about that.
I do not know. Game development's weird. Who knows? Beth, welcome. She says, yeah, I think I'm going to change my guess for release date to December. Hey, welcome to the crowd. Probably late December if they're not even beta ready yet. Hey, welcome to the crowd. Tell you, New Year's Eve, baby. Holiday.
All
right, let's continue. Yes. Let's take a look at some of the areas we'll be monitoring during the upcoming technical preview. Game services performance focus areas. Stability. How stable is the game across various hardware specs and platforms? Is the game freezing or crashing at a certain time or in a specific hardware? Getting a large-scale sampling of real-world hardware profiles is something we can only really accomplish via a large flight of this nature, and as we launch on PC for the first time, this is a critical focus for the team. Online services. Can all of our interconnected online services function well at an immense scale? This is our largest bucket since it includes so many intertwined services that need to function in perfect harmony. Matchmaking, server scaling, playlists serving the proper content, challenges, stats, post-game carnage report, battle pass progression and store functionality, armor customization, partying up with friends, etc. And then Halo Insider and Waypoint vNext. Can our Halo Insider communication systems and flighting tools function at scale? How do the Waypoint vNext app on iOS and Android and web experiences feel and function as extensions of the game? Mia says, honestly, I'm fully expecting now that Infinite will launch Halo 5 levels of bare bones. Maybe not that bad, but I'm expecting only a handful of maps, modes, features. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment and get way too hyped. And then Beth, in our comment, still technically a holiday. It is. New Year's Eve is still technically a holiday. And it's December. Mia, I have no idea. We'll get through it. Talk more. Player feedback. Gathering input from our players during a technical preview is critical to our success at launch and beyond. The sooner we receive feedback, the sooner we can plan an action on that feedback. On that note, we want to clarify that with this technical preview, we're entering the next step in what's been a multi-year process and journey where the team has been regularly getting critical feedback via user research and private flights. Naturally, the scale of the technical preview is greater than anything we've done to date, and that brings unique value and opportunities to capture even more perspectives. But just know that community feedback has been at the core of development since the very beginning, and it will continue to remain a critical pillar going forward beyond launch. Now let's take a look at what areas of the game we'll specifically be focusing on for feedback during the technical preview. Core gameplay. We want to know how you feel about the core combat experience. How do you feel about player movement, weapon balance, equipment, etc.? How fun is it to engage in a battle in Halo Infinite? Maps and modes. How do you feel about the design and flow of the maps? Are the maps and modes both fun and fair? Academy's weapon drills. Did weapon drills give you a good understanding of how a weapon functions? How fun were the various weapon drills? And then menu and battle pass UI. How intuitive was the menu navigation? Were you able to understand your progression through the battle pass? Were you able to find and equip customization items easily? Mia says, replying to Will's curiosity, I think them testing months old product doesn't mean repeating old bugs. It takes months to polish and stabilize the build for testing, and they're using that build to test other aspects of the game's systems that they can test properly internally. The known issues from 2 months ago will already be fixed or near fixed.
Yeah, just kind of like Josh was talking about, UI things.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Measuring feedback. While it is critical, player feedback can be a bit of a nebulous cloud of forum posts, tweets, and YouTube videos, which can make it hard to measure in some cases. Luckily, we have a two-pronged approach to gather this information, measure it, and then share it with the team. The two prongs in this case are the Xbox user research team and the 343 community team. The Xbox user research team gathers measurable, quantifiable data through surveys that'll be sent out at the end of a flight. These surveys ask detailed questions that drive deep into the core of a player's experience in a flight and turn that experience into measurable data. Since we have survey data from the entire history of Halo, they help us compare our current scores to the best scores from across all games. We can also compare scores from different times or flights of the game to see how specific aspects are progressing over time. They put together some of the most helpful reports we can read, and it's all coming straight from what you, the players, are saying about the game. The community team dives into the amorphous realm of online interactions mentioned above. We set up focused feedback threads here on the Waypoint forums, listen to players on Twitter, check the Halo subreddit multiple times a day, watch videos and streams from Halo players, etc. We take all those posts and videos and distill their messages into positive, neutral, and negative themes. When doing so, it isn't just about volume though. Anyone can send lots of tweets. Our team focuses on the severity, how much does it affect an individual, and scope, how many players, when reporting on these themes. More often than not, even though we use different ways to collect player feedback, the Xbox user research and 343 community teams see similar themes emerge. These two inputs help the team compare Halo Infinite's current state with its own previous scores, previous Halo titles, as well as the development team and player expectations. Using these comparisons, we can recognize which areas need improvement, which areas performing as expected, and which are exceeding targets. After reviewing this feedback, we identify opportunities and prioritize the areas we want to go after. Transparency. It's important to note that while we are going to be listening closely, there will be some feedback that we can act on before launch. Some feedback will have to fit into the game's roadmap, and additional feedback we won't or cannot take action on. That said, we will communicate what will and won't be changing in the game as a result of the technical preview and why. As part of this commitment to transparency, the team will meet to go over hot topics and common pieces of player feedback that emerged during the flights, which we call themes. After reviewing these themes, the team will spend time investigating, figuring out if they agree and want to act on it, and when in schedule we can take action on them. Again, there will be things we can't act on before launch this holiday, and that's okay. We plan on supporting Halo Infinite for years to come, and this feedback will all be captured to help inform future priorities. Once we've done the due diligence on our side, we then work on putting together an outcomes report that outlines our plans for each and every one of those key feedback themes. From there, we'll work to resurface that information to you, our players, likely through a post here on Halo Waypoint. Bugs and issues. When it comes to bugs and issues specifically, we ask Halo insiders to utilize the Halo support site to file a ticket. When the technical preview goes live, everyone who is invited will receive an email and Waypoint message that includes some important links to known issue documentation, along with where and how to file a support ticket. To help keep everything tidy, a special section of the Halo support site is created exclusively for insiders who are invited to a current active flight. This helps us to ensure that tickets are only coming in from players who are actively participating in the flight, and it keeps flight tickets fully separate from retail tickets, particularly in the case of MCC. As always, we ask that you read the known issues list first so you have context for issues the team is already aware of and thus don't require a support ticket. Anything a player encounters that's not on that list is incredibly valuable to the team, and we thank you in advance for taking the time to submit these tickets. I love how they include that line in there, knowing full well how many people are not going to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Upcoming technical preview.
Woo.
Now, with the foundation of flighting set, let's talk about the content and goals of our first upcoming technical preview, which will focus on bots and a slice of the new Academy experience. This technical preview is intentionally focused on these specific areas to help us gather some scale data as we bring these new experiences to Halo for the first time. As we look further ahead, we plan for future flights to expand into more content including traditional PvP arena and big team battle. With this and our higher level feedback goals noted above, we land on the following specific focal points. With this in mind, the focus areas for our technical preview are arena gameplay versus bots, arena maps, Academy's weapon drills, menu and battle pass UI, and new waypoint experiences on web, iOS, and Android. Bot arena.
Bot arena. I don't know. This popped in my head. I'm sorry.
That was good. I like that, though. Thank you. Halo Infinite is the franchise's first foray into the world of multiplayer bots. To provide a totally new multiplayer experience for players and to gather feedback on bot behavior on online performance, we'll be debuting the Bot Arena playlist, which puts 4 players against 4 bots on arena maps. For this technical preview, the Bot Arena experience will feature Slayer across 3 maps in this build. Bot Slayer on Bazaar, Recharge, and Live Fire. To keep players on their toes and keep the experience engaging, we're planning for a daily content offering that will evolve over the course of the flight based on the overall engagement of participants. We're going to intentionally start things off slow to help everyone get acclimated, but as the community gets up to speed and slays copious amounts of bots, our goal is to crank things up to provide greater challenge and variety. Bot Arena is a great place to familiarize yourself with Halo Infinite's gameplay and maps in a stress-free environment. The bots still have their quirks, which is why we're flighting them, but there certainly aren't pushovers, so be prepared. So we were wondering what the difficulty of the bots is going to be like, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the article, we get a little snippet of that. So stay tuned. Academy weapon drills. As part of the Academy experience, another first for Halo, weapon drills will offer players a brand new way to learn how each weapon functions before entering the heat of battle. Dropping you into a firing range area that features moving and strafing bots for target practice, weapon drills feature different levels of difficulty and a star rating system. The more damage you deal to the bots, the higher you score. In this upcoming technical preview, we're planning to include the following subset of weapon drills: MA40AR, the BR, the Sidekick, the Bulldog, the Needler, Commando, Sniper, Plasma Pistol, Pulse Carbine, Ravager, Heat Wave, and Skewer. What's up, Mr. Onion? There have been times at the studio when people would compare their best scores in these weapon drills. It always leads to some fun and healthy competition, especially when it comes to the BR and Sniper. Share your best weapon drill scores with us by tweeting us at Halo. Battle Pass, challenges, menus, customization. On top of the gameplay-focused experiences above, we also want to make sure that the game's menu navigation feels intuitive. We're especially interested in seeing how players move through the UI to unlock their battle passes, check their challenges, use the store, and applying their earned customization elements in the Armor Hall. In order to allow Halo Insiders to unlock their battle passes and unlock various customization options, we'll be granting invited accounts a set amount of in-game credits. Players will be free to use their credits how they see fit, but customization items unlocked during technical previews will not carry over when the game releases later this year. Similar to how we're only flighting with a subset of arena maps and modes, this technical preview will feature a truncated battle pass and a small fraction of the customization options planned for launch. The key focus is to ensure the battle pass and challenge unlocking systems and customization equipping systems are both functioning properly and hold up at scale. The reasoning for having these battle pass, challenges, and customization systems in the flight is purely technical and isn't meant to be a showcase of our launch content, so please don't read into that much. Plus, wouldn't you want us to save some of the super cool content for launch? Yeah, probably. New Waypoint app and web. Lastly, in coordination with these Halo Infinite technical previews, we're also flighting our new Halo Waypoint web and mobile app experiences. Halo Insiders should be able to view their battle pass progression, challenges, and even customize their Spartans. All Halo Insiders that were invited to the technical preview will be able to view, access, and take advantage of these experiences, which will be directly connected to their profiles in the flight. We're extremely interested in hearing what people think about the navigation and functionality on web, iOS, and Android. You can learn more about the updates coming to Halo Waypoint by reading the latest Inside Infinite article that they include in their article. Go check that out. Please note, if you were not invited, you may still download the Halo Waypoint app, but the integration with the Halo Infinite technical preview will not function for you. Taxing to the tarmac. I'm going to wait for Will. He's going to the bathroom. Hey, Chad. How's it going? Oh, and drink more water. Mr. Onion, it's good to see you. Hope you're not too smelly out there. Get it? That was an onion joke. Ha 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 ha. Don't everybody laugh, you know. It was just super hilarious. You know what I mean? I really hope Will just keeps this in here, because this is going to be the most like random dumb pause that we've probably ever had on the show. It's been a couple times in the past where we had like long pauses where literally nothing's happening, but this is fun. Oh, here we go. Hey, I said I would wait for you.
Oh, thanks for waiting.
Anytime. I was mentioning how this is like going to be a really stupid, awkward pause, and I hope you keep it in the show. Either way.
How long was it?
No, not too long. It's like a couple minutes, like a minute or two.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Mia says, I wonder if the bots have inherent Promethean vision. I fucking hope not. So, taxing to the tarmac. We know the largest question now is, when is the technical preview? The release of this blog means we're getting very close, but flighting itself is a fluid process. We need to ensure we've successfully cleared our final gate before we're officially a go. That said, we've been given the okay to say our first bot-focused technical preview could happen as soon as this weekend. Prior to the flight starting, we're planning a live stream where we'll dive into the actual build and walk through nearly every facet of the technical preview, so stay tuned. We'll be hosting hundreds of thousands of Halo Insiders during the first technical preview, and then, if all goes well, we'll invite even more eligible Halo Insiders for the next flight. We want to start at a reasonable number of participants before potentially going to a much larger player pool, but our goal is to eventually get every eligible Halo Insider a chance to go hands-on and help us achieve our goals on the road to launch. Remember, if you don't get in this time, please don't despair. More opportunities will come. The most important thing now is to make sure you're a Halo Insider. You'll need to be a verified Halo Insider, see instructions at the top of the article, to ensure you can be invited to any and all Halo Infinite flights. And yes, the technical preview will be all good to stream and create content around. Feel free to share your experiences with us and with others. Tales from the Trenches. I included one. This is from Tashi, and he says, one thing I'm particularly excited about is getting to be involved in the process for final tuning for the ranked and competitive settings for Halo Infinite. It's a really robust cross-team effort that includes multiplayer, sandbox, competitive insights, formerly known as Pro Team, and more teams filled with designers, producers, and engineers that get into the nitty-gritty details about everything. Does this flag stand need to be moved a few feet over? What was that one spawn you got in the middle of that game that had a really big impact in the movement? Does each team have an equal chance to get the grapple shot on this map? For high-skilled players, these questions are critical. They mean not only ranking up in the game, but potentially millions of dollars as well when you put it into the HCS. It's just fun to nerd out about all these little details and think about how they roll up into the larger principles that have made up competitive Halo for now just about 2 decades. And then, of course, like with all games, as soon as all of the competitive players around the world get their hands on it, the meta will evolve, And we'll have to jump right back into the nitty-gritty again and again over time. So that was a nice little insight there.
Nice.
And now it's competitive insights instead of the pro team.
Interesting.
Yeah. Bizarre bot beatdown. This is from Joseph Staten, and he states, I'm very glad that our first flight is shining a spotlight on our multiplayer bots. They are, without a doubt, one of my favorite features of Halo Infinite. In the early Halo games, they were a feature that we were always wanted to land, but that consistently got cut due to limited time and resources. So I'm very happy we've been able to make them happen this time around. So what's it like to fight against Infinite's bots? Bots come in 4 flavors: Recruit, Marine, ODST, and Spartan, with each level representing an increase in bot skill. The first time I played a match against bots, I decided to set the difficulty at ODST, assuming they'd be competitive, but not too challenging. I mean, not for me, right? A grizzled Halo veteran of 2 decades of Halo PvP. Well, within 30 seconds, let me just make this flow a little bit better. Well, within 30 seconds of the start of a Slayer match in the sun-baked New Mombasa street market at the center of the arena map Bazaar, I found myself in a classic Halo combat dance with a bot who did an alarmingly good job of sidestepping shots from my sidekick pistol and then dropping my shields with a well-thrown frag. As I retreated from the market through an archway, peppering the bot with a few more rounds, I thought, no worries, I'll just crouch behind one of these big wooden doors and wait for my shields to recharge. Because I'm pretty sure this bot won't be smart or brave enough to. At which point the bot sprinted through the door, clocked my position, and finished me off with 2 very confident blasts from his Bulldog shotgun. So yes, as we mentioned earlier, be prepared. Some more examples of bot behavior. ODST and Spartan bots will effectively dodge grenades and rockets. Recruits and Marines will not. All bots use equipment, and higher level bots will grapple shot to you to finish you with a melee kill. I've seen them do this with energy swords, which is amazing and terrifying. Bots keep track of power weapon spawns and sprint to claim them. But most importantly, bots are fair. We don't change their health and damage values per difficulty level. They just get smarter and more resourceful the higher you go.
Cool.
So there you go.
So we're playing on ODST to start.
No, we're fucking, come on.
Spartan all the way?
We are a pro talk podcast.
Talk. Talk is a key word there, Josh.
Look at it this way. We can play against the Spartans and just never say when we lost.
Okay, fair enough. Good.
Because we're never losing, Will.
Nope, never.
Exactly. We are the best players.
We're the best.
DJ Khaled. I hate myself for that. I really do. All right, so potential for this weekend.
Potential.
Nothing's set in stone.
Yeah.
There's a potential to play it this weekend if you get invited.
Yep.
So I want to go back, way back, to Cruzina asking, what's our daily ritual? I don't have one,
No.
obviously, but I do want to say this. There are a lot of times where, like, I'll focus on the negative with some of this stuff, right? Where Mia, I agree that it feels like things just aren't going as well as we'd expect them to with being so close to launch, especially now. But I won't lie, like not that I ever have, but reading through this again and just thinking about it the past couple days, we really do have an opportunity to play this game this weekend. There is a possibility where we'll play a version of Halo Infinite this weekend. And that gets me fucking jazzed. Whenever something Halo related is announced or whatever, I'm like a kid in a candy store. And we've been doing this show for so long now, there are times where I do focus on the critical or negative aspects because things just don't feel right.
Yeah, I can agree.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, there's a reason why we're talking about this video game, and there's a reason why this show is what this show is. You know? I'm fucking stoked to play this game in whatever capacity it is. When I first saw the article and, oh, you're playing against bots, was my first impression like, why the fuck are we only playing against bots?
Yeah.
Yes, that was my immediate first impression. But then I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? Maybe this means that if 3 of my other friends were invited to the flight, we can just get a group together, roll through, set the difficulty that we want for the bots, and just enjoy our fucking time. Scour the maps for everything. Try to find jumps. Just look around while the bots are on like a recruit level or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when we want to dial it up, we can, and we can test some strategies and whatnot, but we can just have fun. And it's a fucking new Halo game that we're finally getting an opportunity potentially to play this weekend. This weekend. Remember when E3 was right around the corner and we kept saying that it just hasn't really hit us yet?
Yeah.
And then when we saw it, we had some reservations, but it's like it's there. We saw it, right? Now we're just that one small step closer to having it in our hands in any capacity.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. Mia says, I think for veterans, learning under the stress of highest difficulty bots is better for the long run as you can mentally handle it. Agreed. Louis says, can't wait. What's up, Louis? Welcome. Good to see you. Mia says, yeah, aside from all the skepticism, I'm still no doubt Infinite will be a very fun game. I do have excitement because Halo is a top 3 franchise for me, which is why I'm so passionate about the potential issues. Your feels are almost exactly like my feels. And that's the thing, is that we love, that's the beauty of it, right? Is that we love this franchise so much, but we're not, I've seen, and like I said, I have said that I have focused on the skepticism, the criticism, the negative. I have. I'll own up to it. But when I'm on Twitter and I consistently see like 2 dramatic sides of the spectrum, right? I see like, this game's going to be fucking ass. Like, who could be excited for this? You're playing against bots. This game is going to be a tortured mess. And I see that, like, that side of the spectrum. And then I see the other side of the spectrum, which is, for lack of a better phrase, I won't go there. But the fanboys just to be fanboys, right? That side of the spectrum.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I love this community. That's why I love talking to you and having this show, is that we all can criticize something, but in a respectful manner. And yes, we haven't played it, right? We've only seen what was in the trailer and then that shorter, and then the Vidoc, right? So we did see a little bit, but we have not put controller to hand yet in this game. So we can only speculate and be skeptical and be appreciative of what we've seen. But that's why I love this community, and what we do is because we're able to have that type of conversation while not going strictly into the negative or strictly going to the fanboy side of things. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to fanboy out go
right.
crazy about it, but I need that.
We don't have that
I need
yet.
that proof and that feel with the game.
Right. We just don't have it yet because we haven't played it.
Yeah.
So, to everyone at 343, we're wishing you guys the best. Truly, we are, because the only thing that we want is for the game to be successful, is for the game to be fun, and for you guys to know that you guys did all that you could and you did the best job that you possibly could to make the game that you wanted to make. And yeah, we're just excited. And Itachi and everybody on the HCS team, we're really looking forward to what the competitive settings are going to offer. And to get that little snippet in that article thank you to whoever reached out to Tashi for that. It's great to get that little bit of behind the curtain, you know, to know that you guys are actually focused on doing this. Because as a competitive show in nature, when not having a ton of official HCS stuff to talk about all the time, you know, it's really nice to get that little bit of, like I said, behind the curtain stuff. So Tashi, thank you. Thank you to the team over there, and wishing you guys the best of luck. We're really looking forward to those settings.
Yeah.
Will, that's it for the regular news. Gone to the games, watch!
Yeah.
CDL Major 5 bracket, Will.
Yep.
I see we made it again into the winner's bracket.
Yeah, top 16.
Yeah. I see in our first match we're playing against the Atlanta FaZe.
Yep. To the losers bracket.
All right, to the losers bracket we go. Okay, real question. Do you think we even stand a remote chance of beating FaZe in our first match? Honestly.
We've beat them before.
We have.
I don't want to say there's no chance, but we'd have to do something that really surprised them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some change up strats, come with something out of our ass. Otherwise, they're just too dominant.
We need to sit and spawn.
Yeah.
Think about that. The most aggressive team is the Atlanta FaZe.
Just sit back and let them come to you.
Think they expect that?
Yeah, but then you give them map control, and then you can't get anywhere.
But they're thinking. They're overanalyzing. Like, oh, you got to check every corner. I don't know where the fuck they are. They're sitting in spawn. They're just hanging out.
So you say they start camping.
Yes.
Camp FaZe.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Pitch a
I
tent.
don't know.
Build a fire. Just
roast some
chill.
marshmallows.
Yep. And then, when the hard point is at 240,
then you just make your move.
Then you make your move, and you throw them completely off kilter, and you lose 250-1.
Yeah. Realistically, there is a small chance, but
yeah,
I would say like 85% chance we lose that game.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's weird seeing FaZe not getting the first round bye. I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely.
Big ups to Optic Chicago for getting that first round bye, but it's just surprising to me that we didn't see a FaZe get that. So I think they're going to be a little angry.
Sure.
And they're going to take it out on us.
Sure. I do see, like, if we go down to the elimination bracket first round,
yeah,
we'd play a team in round 3. I
Correct.
don't know if it would be the bottom or the top tier. I think it depends on seeding, so we'd probably play against the top tier. Right?
I have no idea.
So,
all right, so let's do this. New York Gorillas.
New York.
Obviously.
New York.
Hold on.
Oh.
Seattle, Paris.
Paris.
I'm going to agree with you.
Seattle is...
But land could be different.
Nah, Seattle ain't it this year. They struggle.
Okay, I'm going to go against you, and I'm going to say Seattle.
Okay.
So London, Seattle, or Paris?
London, Seattle, or Paris? Paris?
I'm saying London.
I don't really know.
I'm going to say
I
London.
don't know much about them this year.
Florida, New York.
New York.
Okay. Did you see what other team is in the upper bracket?
Thieves?
Yeah. They made it.
Yeah.
And I was giving them a lot of shit before. Rightfully so.
They're figuring it out, kind of.
Hopefully. All right, so Ultra Thieves.
Ultra Thieves. Ultra's been hot. I got to go Ultra.
Absolutely. Okay. So, either New York and us or New York and the Thieves.
Thieves.
Really?
If it's New York Thieves. If it's us, New York, I say it's almost a toss-up.
Whew.
Eh?
Man, I'm going to go completely against you.
You think it's New York over
I
the
think
Thieves?
it's New York, yeah.
Okay.
I do. I think it's New York over us. God, it's going to be...
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a 50-50 for me, New York, Minnesota.
We also don't know what the seeds are.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. I mean, we do, but we don't know how they're going to play into the bracket.
So then London or Paris versus us or Thieves?
Us or Thieves.
I agree with that statement. Although I'd
No
laugh
matter
so
who's
hard
there.
if London beat us. I wouldn't laugh. It'd be, good for them.
I mean, if we're already feeling that down bad, as they say, we might just
it wouldn't
fizzle
surprise
out,
me.
you know?
True.
Minnesota's got that rep.
Optic Chicago Ultra.
This is where it gets tricky because Ultra has the ability to beat them now. But it's LAN now. Things are changing. Optic has been that kind of force on LAN. I could see that going either way. I really could. I want to lean Chicago, though.
For Beth's sake? She loves Optic.
Well, yeah. But I could lean a little Chicago there.
I'm going Ultra.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am. Empire phase.
Phase.
See, this is the toughest one to me.
Really?
Yup. Because the fact that the Empire got the first round bye anyway, that's why this one's the toughest for me. But if FaZe come out dominant against us, and I mean like roll through, right? I'm talking 3-0.
Yeah.
Then I think they beat Empire. If we put up a fight, I think Dallas wins that matchup.
See, I think it would be the opposite.
Really?
If we put up a fight, I think FaZe gets more motivated that they're down there.
I mean, I could see it either way.
Yeah. Because if they just breeze through us, like, where's the challenge? They're not going to be ready for Empire.
True.
It's possible. It's possible. Anyway, I just want to say I think FaZe are going to take it either way.
They're going to win the
I think they're
entire
going to
thing?
win the whole thing. FaZe will win it.
Holy shit. What's the grand final? FaZe and...
I could see literally it going anyone in the winners but us. To be honest.
How sad is
the Thieves
that?
could get there with the way they played.
How sad
Ultra
is that?
could. Chicago, Empire. We're just too, what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistent.
True.
I was going to say unstable, but that sounds not good.
No, we're inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
Beth says, if it's day one, I'm saying Ultra takes that one. Optic is usually kind of iffy on day one of lands.
Wouldn't that be a day two?
That would be...
Day two, because then we'd have the winners final
Yes, I think.
into day three.
I think so.
Let's
Or day two might be
more elimination.
winner final. Elimination up to winner final. And then like day three is when you have elim final and grand final. Or is it winner final, elim final, and grand final on day three? I think it's just elim final and grand final.
We'll figure it out.
I could be wrong. Because I think you know
who's in the grand final on the last
first
day.
team. I think you know the first team in the grand final on day two, leading into day three. I think you know who the first team is because they do winner final.
Right. You're probably not wrong there.
I could be wrong though, but regardless. Okay, so FaZe and whoever else besides us.
Yeah. Sorry, Minnesota, but I just don't have faith right now. Don't.
Okay. I'm going to go with gut feeling. I'm going to go with heart. I have two options. Gut feeling, Atlanta, Dallas in the grand final.
Okay.
either like in this scenario, either Atlanta go through a Elim run because they're pissed, or Dallas goes through an Elim run because they're pissed.
Sure.
That's my brain. Okay? My heart is FaZe Optic in the final.
That would be fun.
Yes.
I could enjoy that.
It's been a long time since Optic have been in a grand final of anything. So I think it'd be really cool to see the boys bounce back, be a little bit of like a little Cinderella story. And
Sure.
I think it'd be cool. So yeah, those are my 2 predictions.
Okay.
Will, that's it for Count of the Games Watch. Time for Will's Adventures with the Nailers. Another games too. You did not actually. You played that too?
Yeah.
I had no idea you had it.
I don't.
Oh.
Play that at someone else.
Okay. Well, go ahead. What did you play over the last? That's so fucking fun.
I played more Rock Band. Hung out with my friend Joe on Friday. Played some Valorant. He was playing some Apex Legend arenas. So
yeah, the 3v3s, right?
Yeah. I'm not good, but
Is it fun?
it's okay.
Okay.
It's challenging. It's really hard
They're bringing ranked
to
into it.
arenas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
You're not happy about that?
Nah.
You don't want that SBMM?
Nah. It's fun the way it is now. Just leave it. And then, yeah, the game you talked about, which I'm curious. So
This is so weird.
I went over to Joe's. I got
Okay.
there before he was off of work. He works from home. So he set me up on his PlayStation while he was working.
Sure.
And I played some 2K21 NBA.
Okay.
And I just played around in the park on his character.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Would you? Well, so that's all I played. I see you played 2K21 as well.
Yeah. So, the NBA Finals happen,
Oh yeah.
and I'm getting more into the NBA. Got into it a little bit last year because of the bubble season, and I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And really watched a good amount of it this last season, including all the playoffs and finals, obviously. So shout out to Giannis in Milwaukee. Well, not obviously Wisconsin fan because we're in Minnesota, but Giannis he won
MVP.
finals MVP and won the title without a super team. So yay.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is phenomenal. So yeah, shout out to Giannis, shout out to the Bucks on winning the championship. His first one. Everybody doubted him, said he couldn't do it, and he brings a team that really feels like they truly care about each other, appreciate each other, and went in and fucking dominated. So yeah, I bought it. So there's a Walmart close to here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go there frequently because, pick up shit for the kid and whatnot. And every time we go there, I walk past the games because duh. Well, the next gen version of 2K21 was sitting in the case there. And when I first walked by it, I did a little bit of a double take because it said it was $20. And I'm like, I think that's a price. Like, I think that's incorrect. Like, I think to just have it labeled incorrectly. I think that's just a standard Xbox One version is $20, and
Sure.
the next gen version's more. Because if you go on like the Xbox website or other websites where you can buy games, that's true.
Yeah.
The original's cheaper, next gen's increase.
Yeah, yep.
So went back there a couple more times throughout that couple weeks or whatever, and every time I'd walk by, it still said $20. I'm like, huh. So I walked up to it and I looked and it said XSX. So the Series X. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
no shit, it's $20. So I said, fuck it. And I asked them, like, hey, can you get that out of the case for me? And they're like, yeah. Ring it up, $20.
Yep.
I'm like, fuck. All right, cool. So yeah,
so
I
yeah,
played
so-
a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense because 22 is coming out in like 2-3 months.
Yes, but
So-
it was surprising to me because if you go now, granted, it might be on. I think it's on sale right now because there's currently an Xbox sale going on right now.
Oh, sure.
But before this sale, it was $60.
Yeah.
For the series version of the game. So.
Yep.
But no, I just played. I was just learning. I played some tutorials. Because I this is sound dumb, but like I think the shooting mechanics are really fucking cool. like in the way that you shoot, in the different types of shooting that you can do, the different types of layups you can do, depending upon where you are on the field, like, I mean, on the court and shit like that. Like, there's so many different things you can do. It's just surprising the amount of different variations you can have by just turning a stick a certain way, however long or short you press a button for, where you are on the court, positionals against another person. It's cool. So yeah, did some tutorial stuff, and then I played the Suns against the Bucks because that was final, obviously.
Nice.
It was a good time. Also played some Magic the Gathering. So my wife and I, we played those commander decks for the Forgotten Realms expansion that came out. And the dice rolling mechanics is really fucking cool. So highly recommend it. The expansion is also on Magic the Gathering Arena. So I played some Arena as well. Can't tell I'm getting a little bit more into Magic now. I reinstalled Dirt 5. The reason I did, because I know you're dying to know why.
I'm curious because you were like, I'm done with this.
I did say I was done with it. And I've just been craving. And since I don't have a wheel, right, I like watching F1 more than playing F1.
Sure.
So I've just been craving, and I've exhausted Forza Horizon 4 for me. So it's like, I'm just looking for a racing game just to, shut my mind off a little bit, just play a racing game. So I reinstalled Dirt 5 because they put out a tweet saying that, hey, our latest expansion came out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have the season pass, so I just get that. Why don't I just play that? And I did. I had some fun. So I actually did have some fun.
Nice.
And then I'm still playing Final Fantasy 14, and one of the cool parts about this game, I won't hark on it for too long, but one of the cool parts about this game is that you don't have to create multiple characters to try out different classes. You can play every class on one character.
Oh, cool.
So I switched to, I usually play Black Mage, so shooty, boom, boom, fire. Now I switched to what is going to become a Paladin, so a tank. I've never played a tank before. So I'm playing a Gladiator right now, who after level 30 becomes a Paladin.
Okay.
So yeah, just testing some new shit out. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good time. That's all I played. Will, let's get into some shout-outs. Shout out to everyone who joined the community playdate. I'm sorry that we weren't able to be there. Other shit came up. So Dave, if you're able to host one, I appreciate it. For everybody that joined in on that, I appreciate you guys as well. I'll just give a heads up right now. The playdate for this week is completely up in the air based off of if we get infinite flighting, who is invited to that, and we'll go from there. That's all I'm going to say right now. It's completely up in the air. Shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. Shout out to Arbor Days. Thank you very much for the follow. Happy belated birthday to former member of Europa Halo. How do I pronounce his name?
It's Kalen.
Is it Kalen?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
You sound sure.
Kalen. Pretty sure.
All right.
If I'm wrong, correct me, please.
Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday to Muggsy and Stellar as well. Hope it was phenomenal. Community creations, Halo memes every day, reddit.com/r/Halo memes. Clips of the week number 115 by High Tech Redneck. Go check that out. And then we have one of the weirdest things. It's Killing Spree. It's a Halo freestyle by Jairus Johnson.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
It is interesting. It's not bad. It's just interesting. So there's that. Beth says, I'm pumped for tanked.
Ranked.
As it is now, I don't really have any motivation to play it. Oh, for Apex Arenas. Thank you for saying ranked. So I apologize for that. Will, before you plug the show, Mia says, yeah, we don't have the assurance yet, but I'm extremely optimistic but very cautious. This is back for Halo Infinite, by the way. I want as little out-of-touch executive input running more legacy franchises. I know 343 has some very good devs, and I hope this time around they get to fully put their talents on the table and not have any trend-chasing interference. It really seems like it's happening this time, and the Halo revival could finally be here. Also hype for Halo Infinite Money Tuesdays. Oh, those are going to be dope as shit.
That would be great.
Holy moly. Will.
Yeah.
My throat is shot.
Mm-hmm. A lot of talking.
And a lot of talking. Therefore, would you mind plugging the show?
As always, you can find us on your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and Spotify, and others as well. Leave us a review and let others know about the show.
Pocket Cast.
Join the Discord. Just do it. Links provided in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show. We are on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Go check out our channel. Search for HCS Pro Talk. We stream live on Twitch if you're listening. If you're watching live, we have a podcast on podcast services that I just talked about. You can find our eSportspedia page. Search for HCS Pro Talk, even though we're pretty sure we haven't updated that. We have our own website, hcsprotalk.com. We can find a link to our merch in the top right corner, merch button, if you're interested in that.
We do update that.
Possible things to we need to change the merch. I'm just going to say it straight up. We need to change it.
You are not wrong. You're not wrong.
So in time. And don't forget about the fine folks over at Podcast Evolve. If you want lore, missions, books, blocks, and top Halo news stories, go check out their shows titled Podcast Evolve, Mission Debrief, Book Club, Builds with Blocks, and Halo Headlines.
Your home for Halo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think I'm good.
All right.
You want to send us home?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 193 of HCS Pro Talk. We'll just shove the mic towards the camera. That was weird. We'll be back next week, and maybe we'll be talking about
Playing Infinite.
If
you get in and I don't, I'm going to be upset. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm going to be upset.
If I get in and you don't, or you get in and I don't, you do realize that we don't live far away from one another.
I mean, it's such a far drive. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck you.
Just kidding.
Mia says, it's crazy to think next week we might be talking about having played Infinite here. We might. It is... Oh, man. I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. Like Mia said, 6 years. 6 fucking years. We could be hearing Halo Infinite menu music for the first time.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Next week, who knows? But in the words of our show, we'll have to wait and see. We'll see you next week. But until then,